Emerson's Test and Measurement Group has a lot of neat technology, including things like LabVIEW. You've been announcing a lot of new products today. Could you tell us a little bit about some of them to start with?
Sure. We're announcing today at NI Connect for these 2 days products across our hardware and our software and our data capabilities. From a hardware side, we're showing our vector signal transceiver, how it's extending to 4 gigahertz and actually can be connected together and stitched to 7 gigahertz. We're announcing from our data acquisition side up to 30 new products, including one for ruggedization, with IP67 support. From the software side, continue to advance our software, our strong and flexible software package. LabVIEW, we're showing multiple new features. The largest one that we're showing is a Nigel AI Advisor, AI Advisor capabilities into LabVIEW and in TestStand. We're announcing from SystemLink, our centralized platform for lab optimization. We are announcing a version for everyone, so it goes down to a simplified setup, installation, and licensing. And then, of course, from a data side, we're announcing a beta access program where we can start showing and connecting data and AI even tighter together. So a wide variety going on, a lot going on here today.
Excellent. Well, let's drill down into the hardware side to begin with, especially the rugged aspects of it. You have a neat demo here. Tell us a little bit about how it's working.
Well, from the demo we showed, I'll get into it in a second. It's part of our data acquisition area. We're a leader in data acquisition. As I mentioned, we're announcing 30 new products in data acquisition over the year. One of the demos we're showing is our Field DAC product line. So Field DAC allows you to strain, IEP measurements and stuff, all in an IP67 enclosure. We're actually demoing it, showing it in a block of ice, and showing it being frozen in a block of ice and how you can break it out of the ice, and it's rugged, but still gives the software and the support experience that NI delivers for all of our DAC products.
Excellent. Now, let's move on to the software side, because that's probably the one that's going to be the most change for people. Nigel has been demonstrated last year, but it's significantly better this year. Could you tell us about what improvements you've made and how you've been training it?
Yeah, that's a great question. Nigel, and I'll say AI in general, it's pretty easy to make a demo, right? What we've been doing last year is actually getting that demo so you can rely on it. So it can be your truly advisor and assist you. Our goal is we're built on top of the industry LLMs that are out there. So we get to ride the wave of those technology advances, which are going at unprecedented paces, faster than Moore's Law went for the PC, the rate that they're going. But what we've been spending a lot of time on is putting the test and measurement expertise on top of that. And training about our hardware, our software, getting it directly integrated into our products so it can be a true assistant for you. We've demonstrated today some of the capabilities like in LabVIEW where it can quickly look at a LabVIEW VI, and by going up into the context help in LabVIEW, it can give you a description. What are the inputs? What are the outputs? What's the functionality of it? You can then turn around and ask it questions about, does it do this capability? And one of the demos we showed is asking if this VI saves, the data to disk. And it will quickly come back and give you that answer, but not only give you that answer, use semantic searching capabilities so it can tell you, well, here's the VI you would use, or here's an example available. And this is really powerful because having assistants like this, that code might have been written by somebody else. It might be you're new to LabVIEW, or actually it might be your LabVIEW code. I know myself, I've written LabVIEW code that I might not have documented as well as I remember documenting it. And that can help you get up to speed. We're showing that same capability in TestStand, right? The same thing of helping to aid the user and make them more productive in their speed of development. In TestStand, very powerful environment, but there's a lot of settings. And having Nigel come in there and say, can this run in parallel mode? Okay, where's that setting for that? Do you want it to do? And it can start interacting with you and assisting you and guiding you through those steps. Ultimately, the engineer is still in control. The engineer is making every decision, but this is an assistant for you, so it's our AI advisor.
Okay. Well, that's one area I also wanted to delve into, because a lot of people are saying, okay, AI is going to get rid of programmers and developers. I don't think that's the case. And could you talk about how it's really empowering engineers to do more?
Yeah, I fundamentally don't believe it's getting rid of programmers and developers in any way, shape, or form. I think it's aiding them. If you look at it, it can get you faster, it gets you looking at the VI more. But ultimately, We believe and we want the engineers to be empowered. It just takes away some of the tedious parts of the job, some of the parts that make it, are difficult or time consuming to aid so you can do things faster. We firmly believe that AI needs to be used in a way that's always engineer-led. And the engineer, that expertise is leveraged heavily, and so that's how we're developing it and pushing forward.
Okay. One of the things that I saw Nigel do was essentially describe what a virtual instrument is actually doing. It's obviously something that could be utilized with existing VIs that may not have been documented. But how could it enhance what an existing developer can do to improve their presentation of their code?
Well, I mean, I think it can do multiple things, right? That's a good point. Yes, if you have an undocumented VI or one that you pick up, as I mentioned, it can help you. But even when you're doing new developments, if you go up in the context help and you say, I need to add saving data to disk, or I need to add this type of display, okay, mentioned, it will use semantic search and give you VIs that we recommend in order, and also give you examples that we have available for you. So new developers, existing developers, it will speed their development time also. It's, it takes away, I think we've shown there's LabVIEW books are extremely important, but it takes away some of that learning and helps you guide that so you can learn through a different way.
Okay. This may be looking a little too far forward, but obviously it's being targeted right now at developers, how they can enhance their interaction with the tools. But is this something that may eventually be exposed to their customers so that they can enhance the tools that they're providing, test solutions, for example?
Yes, in many different ways. I mean, one simple way I think for their customers will be their customers are acquiring vast amount of data, right? And their data is, as long as that data is woven together in a good way, that these tools can also then help guide those customers through looking at the data. I always said that there's mountains of data available. We're the best company in the world at acquiring large amounts of test data. By putting this together, I think that's where the customers get the most flexibility. Behind the scenes, it can take that data, you can ask it to present it in a certain way. You can ask it what measurements you have received yesterday, what you received last week. You can even turn around and say, do you see anything interesting in the data? And it can look through the mountains of data as long as it's structured together well and say, you need to focus here. As an engineer, this is where I would look. And that will save our customers and their customers lots of time. So that's really the biggest benefit. I think it will also help the customers in the fact that if one of our partners writes a VI and deploys it to a customer, well, if they do need to modify that in a year or figure out a setting in a year, it can also help them without necessarily coming back to the original developer, which may have been one of our partners.
Well, very good. I'm looking forward to seeing how Nigel is going to work in the future. Thanks very much.
So are we. Thanks a lot.